Hi guys, so this is the second video to my Japanese candy food making kits. If you want to watch the first video, which explains a little bit more about what this is and all that jazz, then I will link it in the description below and somewhere on the screen. Basically, the last video I made a miniature hamburger set with fries and Coke and stuff, and this is going to be a sushi kit which makes sushi, but this is actually like candy flavoured. So I'm just going to get straight into the video. So here is the box to the sushi kit. In the last video I opened it this side and had a bit of a struggle, and then I later realised that there's actually like a perforated edge here to open it a lot easier. Like that. It's a hell of a lot easier. And this is what you get inside, which is the outer wrapper, but also this is used as a kind of mat to put your final little sushi pieces on, and it's actually got some further instructions on the back. So I'm going to carefully open this. And I'm going to take that out, put that aside, and then just cut this wrapper along all of the scissor lines, just so it's nice and neat. So I've just neatened the edges up around here, and this is basically where you're going to put your final little pieces of sushi that you make. This down here is to when you're rolling out your like seaweed wrap sort of thing, and here is where you measure out like little portions of rice for your sushi. So these are like useful instructions on the mat as well. So now we're going to go straight into what's in the pack. So if I empty it all out. First of all, this is your tray. If you've seen the last video with the hamburger kit, this is where you make everything, and everything kind of comes to life. You've also got a little piece of mouldable candy for your sushi, like seaweed wrap. Got a little spoon, mixer, a little pipette, and then you've got all your different powders for basically each part of your sushi. So first of all, I'm going to do the rice, which is this packet, which is the big blue one, and I've got to do it in this section that says 1 here, and you basically fill the water up to the line inside here, this little circular line. So I'm going to use the pipette to get the water and fill it up. Ended up it being about 4 squirts of this, and then I'm just going to slip the top off and pour the powder into this tray here, and it soaks up quite fast. I don't know if you can see that, it's soaking up already, and I'm just going to mix that all up. It actually smells like bubblegum, which I'm really actually excited to eat. And then I'm just going to kind of spread it along the bottom a bit and chop it up a little bit. So now I'm going to do this yellow packet here, which is going to be in this section here with the kind of squarish ribs. And I'm basically going to fill the whole section of this up to the fill line, which is just in here. I'm going to fill it almost all the way with water and then add the powder, because the combination of powder and water needs to fill this whole section. So I'm going to fill it with 2. And then just pour the powder in there. Mix it up. When it's all mixed up, I'm just going to let it settle along the bottom of this tray. Just clean up the sides a bit so it's all in the bottom here. I've actually accidentally got a bit in that other section there, but moved it across like that. So there we go, that's all done. So now I'm going to go on to the next packet, which is the pink packet, and that's going to go next to this yellow. So first of all I'm going to snip the top off. I'm going to fill it with 2 again because that seemed to work before. And then add the pink. And then mix this up. Now these all smell really sweet, which is promising because the last kit I did was savoury, and I'm going to say it was interesting to eat because it was supposed to taste like burger and fries and it didn't, so it was a little bit weird to eat. So I've mixed all that up. Just gonna settle it down, scrape the edges off. Again, I apologise that the camera angles are a little bit hard to see, but you can kind of get the gist. So that's all put in there. Smooth that out. There we go. So now whilst this is all settling out, because these have got to set a little bit, I've got to go on to doing the wrap, which is this little bit here. And like I said before, on the packet there's a section here for you to roll it out onto and cut to size. So I'm going to take this out the packet and I'm going to knead it a bit with my fingers. This also smells like bubblegum, which is awesome. So I'll put it on here. Rolled it out as much as I can. You can kind of see that there, it's sticking a little bit. Needs to be a little bit bigger. Roll it to the size of the mat. And then I'm just going to peel it off and trim it so it's rectangular. So I've just trimmed it down square. And on the video I'm watching for reference, they actually cut a couple of little extra bits to put on the other bits of sushi, which you don't have to do, but I've got some spare pieces here which I'm actually going to do the same. So I'm just going to neaten these up so I've got a couple more extra strips to decorate. So now I'm going to move on to these 2 packets. We're using the green and the orange together. So basically these 2 sections here are marked A and B, and the green one goes into A and the orange one into B. So I'll show you what you've got to do with that. So there's fill lines on here, so just fill each up with the water up to the fill line. So A used about 3 and B used about 2.5. So I'm going to put green packet into A and mix it up, and it's like a very light blue colour. And then the orange packet goes into packet B, goes into section B, sorry. I'm going to move the camera for this so you can see the awesome action that goes on. So mix that as best as you can. And now this is where the magic happens. So you actually need to take your pipette here, take some of the orange out of section B, which wants to focus, and drop it into A. And as you can see, it's making little bubbles. So now you should be able to scoop these out, which is super cool, which we'll need when we're putting the whole kit together. Lastly, we're going to make the soy sauce, which is this last packet, which is brown. And again, in the section up here, there's a fill line. So with your clean pipette, just got to clean this out a little bit, fill it up to the fill line, and then snip the top off and pour into that last section and mix. So you can see this better. It's like a brown colour. So now that is all of our sections done, we can put everything together. So I think first of all we're going to start off with this sushi here, which I'm basically just looking at it and seeing what it looks like it's got to be basically. So with that one you'll need this wrap, and I'm basically going to take my spatula, get some of this rice out here, which actually kind of forms together and it's been settling down for a bit. It kind of feels a bit like rice, which is really weird. And then I'm going to mould it a little bit into a circle. I might need to break a bit off. Will that fit? Yeah. Flatten it out a bit. Pull this little piece all the way around. So I've just placed that on there. And then this one has some of these candy balls on top. So I'm just going to try and get a few out on my spoon and plop them on top without making too much of a mess. I might add a few more to that and hope they stay there. So that is what that one looks like. Not too bad, not too bad. Next one I'm going to go for is probably this yellow one down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this yellow piece and try and take it out of its section like that. And then I'm going to turn it round and cut it in the middle, so there's two separate pieces. So just got that piece there. And now just going to get a bit more rice, mould it into a sort of rectangle, a similar sort of size to the piece of yellow that you've got. And now I'm just going to put the yellow on top like that. Place that on there. And then I actually saved this spare piece of black to put over the top of this one like that. That's your second piece. Third one I'm going to do is this red one, which is the same process as the yellow, but you need to take the red piece out like that. Cut this one in half as well. Get some more rice. Might need a little bit more than that. So that is that section. Gonna pop that on top and put that there. I might add a bit more decoration to that one in a minute. And then the last one is this one down here, which actually involves you cutting up the leftover pieces of red and yellow. You just need to chop them up, so I'm just going to do that now. So I'm going to take this last piece of rice and I'm going to take a little bit off, mould it into a sort of rectangle shape, or maybe a square. No, maybe a circle. Looks like it's wanting to be a circle. So I'm going to pop that on there so you can see it a bit better. Got a few little pieces of red that I've chopped off, and then a little bit of yellow Just a couple of little pieces. And then on the box it also shows some of the orange bubbles. Not a load, just a few. Like that. Pop a couple on top. Got a little bit more of the yellow left. I'm just going to cut a little strip off and put it on top of the red. Like that. So there we go. There's the sushi. All finished. I'm just going to put these on a better background so you can see them. So here we go. Put it on a white background and I've just trimmed the edges off so you can see them. And we have got this last little piece of the puzzle, which is the soy sauce. So I'm just going to get a little bit of this and drizzle a few bits on top of a couple of these. And this one here. Like that. So here we go. And now I'm just going to try a little bit. I'm going to try a little bit of the sauce first of all. The soy sauce. Just see what that tastes like. And that is fairly sweet, to be honest. I did try some of these little balls earlier. They're also really interesting. The whole kit, to be honest, obviously because it's candy, is really sweet and actually not that bad tasting, to be honest. So there we go, all finished. Like I said, if you want to see the hamburger video, then I'll leave the link in the description below and somewhere on the screen right now. If you want to know where to buy these, then I'll also leave a link in the description bar below. So if you want to see any more of these, I probably will be purchasing a couple more of these kits and doing those in the near future. So thanks for watching guys, comment, rate and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.